We're keeping the suspect's image in front of you because this is 29-year-old Wesley Roberts, and again, he's still out there on the loose. You'll see this long legal-sounding question that's about this amendment, so we're going to break down what this actually means.
And we begin there on the scene, Rachel.
This happening in Winfield, as we've been telling you, in the area of 9th and Stewart. A lot of neighbors have been speaking to our reporters out there. But first, that Storm Team 12 weather alert continues for western Kansas, where some dangerous heat continues. So, Mike, it's like sensory overload here because I'm here with Teresa Murday from Kansas Big Brothers Big Sisters, and even here, all the phones are going off. This is some good news.
It is good.
I don't know. It's also kind of like outer space. If I think about what's underneath there, I get pretty freaked out. So sharks, all of that. I'll stick with the bears, I guess.
Rachel, the plane itself was operated by PSA.
An American Eagle flight. And that information just started coming into the newsroom about, I'd say, 10 minutes before this newscast, so it's still very fresh. Take a look behind us and just see some of the damage that we've been seeing and that we've been showing you. Houses that are just shells of themselves. I feel like I'm out here on a really cool day. Not only is it breezy and nice outside, if you take a look behind me, you'll see we've got some rock stars out here. And like many families, the Rummeries are going to have a lot of rebuilding to do. If you would like to help them, they do have a GoFundMe page set up right now.
Yep. Right here at Barnes & Noble, where, as you just mentioned, they're helping us put on this book drive. Those books going to benefit USD 259 students.
You get asked this question more than I do, but people want to know, are we
quite
dating?
A bit, yeah. At the fair, they'll whisper it with you right there. Like, I just got to ask you a question. Yeah. Are you and that Ross Jansen dating? And I'm like, no, we're best friends. They don't believe me, but now that it's on a podcast, I feel like you guys have to. No, we're not dating, but we are best friends.
12 News starts now with breaking news.
Well, this suspect is still on the loose tonight after an hours-long standoff ends with police finding that he was not in the home. We're keeping the suspect's image in front of you because this is 29-year-old Wesley Roberts, and again, he's still out there on the loose. Police do believe he's armed and dangerous. Thomas Lynch joins us live from the scene in South Wichita as police are still continuing their search for Roberts. Thomas, what's happening right now? We're keeping up with the streak of hot and humid days today, but tonight we're looking ahead to some possible storms. Meteorologist Peyton Sanders has a look at your weather alert forecast. The NCAA basketball tournament is coming back to Wichita for the opening round in 2027 and 2028. The NCAA making that announcement just this afternoon. As we've reported before, the March Madness tournament is expanding from 68 to 76 teams next year. That means additional games on Tuesday and Wednesday before the round of 64 teams. Those are commonly called the play-in games. Since 2001, they've been held exclusively in Dayton, Ohio. With more games, the NCAA expanded to a second city. For the next 2 years, that city will be Wichita. We spoke with Visit Wichita about the accomplishment of getting awarded these games.
So there's going to be 12 teams coming to Wichita this year, more than we've ever had for an NCAA tournament. So 3 games will take place on Tuesday, right after Selection Sunday, and then 3 games in Wichita will take place on Wednesday. So it's a much quicker turnaround than in years past. But the cool thing is, those opening round sites, all eyes will be on Dayton and Wichita for those 2 days. So really excited.
In his statement, the NCAA says Wichita is a basketball-crazed community and that it will be advantageous to have a city in Middle America to get teams from various points around the country who won't know where they play until Selection Sunday. These games will be played 2 days later. Those games will be played at Intrust Bank Arena, similar to the NCAA first and second round games Wichita has hosted in recent years. 2 Salina parents are facing charges of child endangerment after police say that they left 6 children alone in a hot car during one of the hottest days of the year. Gabriela Hernandez shows us why first responders say just minutes inside of a hot car can turn deadly. The woman accused of driving under the influence when she crashed into an SUV, killing a Wichita mother and daughter, has been found competent to stand trial. 81-year-old Chloe McLaughlin is charged with involuntary manslaughter. Police say that McLaughlin ran a red light last August, crashing into an SUV near Central Avenue and Webb. They say McLaughlin was visibly impaired at the time. 42-year-old Leisha Bell was pronounced dead at the scene. 25-year-old daughter Anaya died at the hospital. McLaughlin is currently out of jail on a $100,000 bond. Her trial is set for August 24th. You'll likely see more construction around the Keeper of the Plains soon. Starting Monday, the city of Wichita will begin work on infrastructure improvements by the parking lot at Central and Nims. That's on the east side of the river. The project will include a new retaining wall, an improved drainage system, better pedestrian accessibility, and planting new trees. It's all meant to help increase the long-term outlook for the area. This is all expected to be done by the winter. 29-year-old Wesley Roberts is still at large and presumed to be armed after a nearly 12-hour standoff found Roberts not to be inside of his home.
This an update to breaking news we told you about yesterday. During that standoff, an accident led to dozens of houses in that neighborhood losing power. Thomas Lynch joins us live from the scene to explain what happened and has the latest. Thomas?
Another round of storms possible tonight as we look ahead to your weekend forecast. Let's send it on over to Storm Team 12 meteorologist Peyton Sanders. The punishment handed down today for a Salina woman convicted in a deadly hit and run. A Salina judge giving Kayla Arabo 14 years in prison for that crime this morning. Jordan Tovar was at the sentencing and spoke with the victim's family. He joins us with the latest now.
Charges filed against the parents of an Ellsworth County child who shot and killed their siblings. As we reported earlier this year, the KBI says a young child in Brookville got a hold of a loaded, unsecured shotgun and shot and killed two siblings, an 8 and a 5-year-old. The parents, Aaron and Michaela French, have been charged by the Ellsworth County attorney with aggravated endangerment of a child. Also in Ellsworth County, the Kansas Highway Patrol says a small plane crashed after running out of fuel. This happened Thursday morning. KHP says the pilot of the small single-engine plane was not hurt. Nobody else was on board. No word on the extent of damage to the plane itself.
New now, the Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office cleaning up a hazmat situation just northwest of Goddard. So we want you to take a look at this photo right here showing that situation. The Sheriff's Office says one person was critically hurt in this crash near 215th Street West and Central. A truck carrying pesticides was involved in the crash, spilling it all over the road as you can see here. Hazmat crews were called to clean up that mess. The Winfield Fire Department investigating a suspicious fire. Crews were called to the building around 7 this morning for a fire and found heavy smoke and flames when they got there. No one was inside at the time and no firefighters were hurt getting it all under control. The fire department says it's being considered suspicious and they're working with police on that investigation.
A health alert new at 5 today. KDHE warning of blue-green algae in these lakes around the state. The new warning issued today for Lake Charles in Ford County. Marion Reservoir was also elevated from a watch to a warning. The rest, like Lake Afton and Sedgwick County, had warnings in place. When there is a blue-green algae bloom, don't swim in the water and don't let your pets get in. Especially, you should also wash any fish you catch before cooking them.
A traffic alert for Wichita drivers. A crash has traffic stalled on eastbound Kellogg, as you can see. This is near the I-135 interchange in central Wichita. No injuries have been reported in this incident. At one point, traffic was backed up past Hydraulic.
A story making us Kansas proud today. Good news after a story about vandalism we told you about earlier this week. The Great Plains Transportation Museum was hit earlier this week, someone causing thousands of dollars in damage. But after that story aired, an anonymous donor has since donated enough money to help cover the full cost of repairs.
There was a fence out back that was taken down as part of the construction process, and once that was taken down, it allowed people to get onto our property. And so this was the worst incident. There's been others, and collectively it's about $10,000 in damage, and we got a $10,000 donation. So
the executive director says they plan to build that new fence now to keep people out in the future to try to prevent additional vandalism.
If you're traveling for the summer, you'll want to know how to best use your money. We'll show you what to look out for still to come.
Plus, an incident involving ICE has some lawmakers calling for change. Those details next.
Plus, a new tool to help those with paralysis. What patients can expect from this new technology coming up on 12 News at 5.
And don't forget, you can watch our GOP debate from last night right now on streaming. So if you missed it, you can hear from 3 of the candidates running for governor on the Republican side. That's available right now on your Roku and other streaming platforms. We are back in 2 minutes.
The demolition of a bridge solving problems for the drivers who use it, but creating new problems for those traveling under it.
Just following that GPS on the Apple Maps, and I'm like, oh, getting off the road, I don't know.
I was a little worried if I was going to find a gas station. Luckily, I found this one.
With the stretch of I-70 closed in Trego County for most of Wednesday, travelers from around the U.S. saw a small Kansas town for the first time.
I am now in, is it Hoxie? Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah. beautiful town of Hoxie. Yeah, I've never heard of it, but I'm excited to be here, yeah.
But a first-time visit for some is turning into blessings for many.
I noticed that the unleaded premium is only 2 cents more, so I'm taking advantage of that as well.
It's going to be very good for business.
Yvonne Torres, manager for Stop 2 Shop, says the detour provided her small gas station a boost in business.
I'm here from almost 10 years, and I never see like this much traffic around here. Right now, you can see all different people here around.
But after they stop, those same travelers hop back in their cars to get where they're heading.
Final destination will be Frisco, Texas. So we're going to Wichita, then we'll go to Frisco, yeah.
Going from Burning Man to North Carolina, stopping in Kansas City.
As they fuel up their cars and get back on their detour, they say their trips through Kansas were nothing if not memorable.
I'm like, you know what? We're going to deal with it. It's our first time in Kansas, and to us, it's just accustomed to what, maybe this is what you guys do here. I'm not sure.
This is the 5995 Flip Lock. The makers say this keyless security device simply flips, locks, and drops, working 10 times stronger than a deadbolt. Our personal protection expert, Joe Shalacy, is going to see if this really makes our door unpickable. After more than 30 years of working in law enforcement, he knows all about the importance of home security.
The vast majority of break-ins are by kicking the door in. You know, I've talked for years now about securing your doors with longer screws and good deadbolts and stuff like this.
Our kit includes 4 of those long screws, plus several other pieces for making adjustments. Joe thinks the stainless steel item looks promising.
It's going to be very, very difficult, if not impossible, to kick a door in because of it.
This is where Joe has decided to attach a flip lock on our door frame.
Another note, you know, when you're properly installing this, you have to make sure that your door frame is wide enough.
It takes only a couple of minutes to get the latch attached.
Close your door and flip it, and it's locked.
Joe wants to see if our installation can withstand a break-in.
Okay, it's down.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try prying it with my hands first. But that didn't work really well.
The door isn't budging, not even with this.
Oh man, that's no joke. It didn't budge. That didn't budge.
Or this.
Didn't budge.
This private investigator is extremely impressed with the flip lock's strength.
No, I don't think it works. I know it works. I'm gonna go out and buy one tonight.
For Does It Work, I'm Rachel Hackbarth.
All right, well, welcome into the second episode of the Ross and Rachel On a Break podcast. They didn't cancel us. We're still going.
We're still going. Episode 2. If you haven't checked out the first episode, we invite you to go check it out. You know, we explain a little bit about why we're doing the show. It's really just all about having fun because
we want to talk about our dogs.
We want to talk about our dogs. And here we are, episode 2, and we already have our first guest, May, on the show. Lamb Chop, I'm sure, will be joining us in a future episode.
Yes.
But she's here, you know, where it's...
She's looking all bashful, hiding under the pillow.
Mostly because we're in the midst of a heat wave, and the last place she wants to be is outside, like most of us.
Oh, I don't want to be outside, so I don't blame her on that. But it sounds like also she might be a little tired. She's kind of been up to no good this week.
She's been up to no good. Rachel, you've survived election coverage, so
yes.
that's always a positive thing. What's it like to read all those numbers as the returns are coming in?
Well, anytime I see numbers, I kind of just go cross-eyed. So I know some people in news, they love the elections and all of that. I hate it. I dread it. I have a panic attack. But it doesn't take much for me to have a panic attack, honestly.
Know, it's probably a stressful time for everybody, and of course, there's more crazy stuff going on too. But the thing about our shift is we get home late.
Yes.
You know, we don't leave the building till like 10:45. That's on a good night, and we get home late. Well, in the last week, something fun happened. A little scary though, Rachel. Got home 11 o'clock at night, letting May out to do her business before we turn in for the night, and I hear this weird crunching noise in the shrub. And if you take a look at this picture here, this is like a foot from our garage door, and that is...
Is that a possum?
That's a possum, along with May's toy.
That would not be fun to see.
So we get home, And, you know, May does her business, and I find this possum sitting in the shrub. The possum is eating a toad, totally disgusting. I, you know, love animals, of course, but we had to move the possum because they carry diseases, and I figured May would come out and get right in the middle of that. So. Oof.
We can't have her coming on doing the weather with rabies or something. That would not be good.
And I don't know. Mixed opinions, I guess. In my opinion, I think possums are pretty ugly, but your mom feeds them.
She does. I have a very weird family. So we have these raccoons, and I've shared photos on Facebook, and maybe I can share it again for another episode of this. But she'll put out like leftover food for the raccoons, and now they're just basically showing up in the middle of the day demanding food. She feeds this possum, you know, oranges and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't admit that out loud, but yeah, she definitely likes to feed wildlife.
Glass half full, I guess. We were glad it was a possum and not a skunk.
For sure. Well, we do have a skunk around the station that you smell occasionally, so it's a good thing she hasn't encountered that.
It is not uncommon for us to be doing the 10 o'clock news and catch a very strong skunk smell that gets
It comes through the air vents, and it is awful.
It's very gross. What's Lamb Chop been up to the past week?
Well, it's been a big week for Lamb Chop, too. She got her hair done, and you know, May, she's got different kind of fur. She doesn't have to get groomed quite as often, but when Lamb Chop gets her hair cut, she gets so sassy. You can tell she's feeling herself. So, and then we're doing her DNA test this week.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to finally figure out what she is. I mean, I'm sure it's just like a mixture of 50 different small dogs, but I want to know which small dogs.
Well, in addition to helping cover the weather, May has been sunbathing occasionally. This looks like she got
melted.
Like she got ran over in the driveway, but funny enough, this is what she does. We go outside, she gets hot, she lays down in the middle of the gravel driveway, and I keep telling her, May, come on, what are you doing? Well, I think she's sunbathing.
You could say that, or she's just given up. She's like, you know what, is it fall yet, please?
Yeah, bring on the cooler temperatures. We'd love to have some of that. It's also back to school time, and we thought, as it's something fun today, we're going to go down memory lane to showcase some of our back-to-school photos.
I haven't looked at all of the photos that you submitted for this. I looked at a few, and I laughed pretty hard.
I mean, Rachel, with back-to-school coming up, as a kid, do you remember, what was your feeling thinking about that first day of school?
I hate to go back to that panic, but I panicked quite a bit. I was, I was just always stuck with my mom. I loved just hanging out with my parents, not to sound like a total dork, but I did not want to go to school when it started. But then once I got into class, I would, be happy about it, obviously.
I mean, I grew up in the country, so we didn't see a lot of our friends until we went back to school. My panic was always forgetting my locker combination.
Oh, well, at least you could get into your locker. Mine was always so messy, there would just be junk flying out of it everywhere.
I always thought between class, I'm going to forget my combination, I'm going to be late to class, can't get my books. Those first day of school jitters.
Or you're not going to find your class. That was also a fear of mine.
I don't know what grade some of these pictures are from, but obviously it's probably middle school there.
That's my favorite.
That would be elementary school. It's a good thing we're not zoomed in on my teeth, because Rachel, as we'll probably find out in a later episode, I had some really gnarly teeth.
You told me you have buck teeth, and I think you're lying to me, because I've tried to zoom in on these photos and I see not a buck tooth in sight.
I will forever be grateful that my parents had dental work when I was a kid, because I would not be doing the job that I'm doing today. I had terrible teeth, but going back to school was always fun because I knew I'd get to see friends. But yeah, it's that time of the year. So we got to see Rachel's pictures.
I was kind of putting it on. Oh yeah, see, I wanted to, capture the essence of what I was like in class. I really was just into posing, and that's when I was hack bangs.
Can we bring that hairstyle back to the newscast?
Please, no. That was a dark time for me. But yeah, I was just I was an awkward kid for sure. I was always scared to talk to the teacher. That was probably the year I accidentally peed my pants because I didn't want to talk to the substitute. So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't do that great in school. Glad it's over, that's for sure.
I do recall in elementary school having to go to the bathroom really bad, and I asked the librarian, and she said, no, you got to wait until we're done reading this book. I thought I was going to wet my pants.
You know what? That's a funny thing you say, or you bring that up, because I talked about my incident with Mike, and he was like, you know what? I actually pooped my pants in kindergarten. So apparently it's a sign we're all meant to work together, because we've got some dramatic elementary school stories.
Oh, the stories we could share growing up.
Well, we'll have plenty for sure.
I'm sure we will reveal more of those stories as we go along, because I've got a funny one from the 5th grade, but we'll save that for another episode. In order to get to know Rachel and I a little bit better, I thought we would do rapid fire here with Rachel. So I'm going to ask her 5 questions, let her respond so you can get to know Rachel a bit better.
Gosh.
Are you ready for this?
I guess.
All right,
Let's
I got
get our homework.
5 questions for you so you can get to know Rachel a little bit better. Favorite variety of music?
I honestly, I'm pretty basic. I like what's popular on the radio at the moment, but I also like 80s music. I like Queen. I like Fleetwood Mac, stuff like that. I like Stevie Nicks. So I like to mix it up. I'm not a big, I like old country. I don't really like new country. What about you?
I mean, country, I would say my variety of music I like the most is probably country, but it's changed so much.
I know.
So I do love old country, but nowadays the new stuff, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to offend anybody, but I like more of like the Dolly Parton, you know.
There's a lot of pop
Johnny
mixed
Cash.
in with the country stuff now, so I don't know. Favorite season of the year?
Well, I would definitely say Christmas. I am obsessed with Santa. I start celebrating probably about September. I always joke with our 4 p.m. producer, Craig, because he also starts celebrating around September. But you like winter. You like covering winter weather, right?
Yeah, I would say Christmas is right up there, probably in the top 3. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, I would say, just because it's all about, you know, being grateful and the food that's on the table. And
way to make me look bad. I'm like picking the one with Santa and presents.
I love to eat, so that I would have to say that definitely. Autumn is my favorite time of the year. The weather is just really changing quickly, so we're getting close to that time of year, but autumn for me is my favorite. So we've kind of touched a little bit on this. Favorite holiday too. Again, Thanksgiving for me. Yours is going to be Christmas.
Christmas, of course.
Yeah.
You got all the glitter for Christmas. Now, you said if you could live anywhere in the U.S., where would you pick? I don't know. I guess I've never really thought about that, honestly. I always just say Texas because that's where my family, you know, they all live.
If money were no option, I mean.
Oh, I like the weather in California, in Northern California. That's where my grandpa used to live, and it was pretty quiet up there. But honestly, I need to do some more traveling because when we were growing up, we always just went to Florida. We saw Disney World. I really haven't explored very much.
I think mine would probably be in the mountains somewhere. I don't know if that would be Colorado or if it would be somewhere farther north, but I would definitely be in the mountains somewhere, as just the cooler climate, I think, is definitely what appeals to me. So this leads us into what we're going to do on each show, and it's kind of would you rather. And last week, our would you rather was going without air conditioning or without heat. So this week, my would you rather question is: would you camp in the mountains with perfect weather for a week, or spend a week at the beach where it rains every day?
I guess I would do the camping.
Camping in the mountains.
Yeah, camping in the mountains. I'd bring bear spray. I'd be prepared for that. Are we talking about a tent, right? Would we be in a tent or would we be in a log? Yeah, I would bring bear spray, all sorts of bells and whistles so I could survive. But I would like the perfect weather. Do you have a preference?
For me, it would be in the mountains.
Yeah.
I think, perfect weather in the mountains would be that dry air, cool nights, comfortable afternoons. The ocean is still fascinating to me. I'm not opposed to the beach, but if it's going to rain every day, I don't know.
It's also kind of like outer space. If I think about what's underneath there, I get pretty freaked out. So sharks, all that. I'll stick with the bears, I guess.
A little nerve-wracking, to say the least.
Well, we want to know what you think, too, of course. So you can go check out our Facebook pages. I think we need to make May a Facebook page, honestly, at this point, too. But please let us know what you think. And if you have any ideas for the show, obviously, we're still kind of new to this. Let us know what you want to see here.
Yeah, we just want you to get to know us a bit better. We're going to be sharing more topics, things that happen during the week, whether it's in Lamb Chop's world or May's world. And we have a lot of funny things that come our way, a lot of emails and stuff, but that's answer back. But we still want to incorporate some of your ideas. Maybe you have some questions for us. We'd love to address those here on our show. But really our goal is just so you can get to know us better and maybe bring a smile to your face.
And honestly,
for the week.
Just for another chance to see May.
There you go.
Who is falling asleep during the episode. Come on, it's your debut.
Well, she's got to rest up for her evening newscast.
That's true. She's got that weird schedule. All right. Well, thanks for watching the Ross and Rachel show. I guess we'll see you next week.